how to maintain marriage, in the first place comes love, and then comes marriage. Then comes time when you two are tied in and left in the middle of relationship wreckers. It is a marvel that anybody winds up strolling off into the nightfall, hand in wrinkled hand, with a white-haired male. What do those old lovebirds realize that you don't? All things considered, the fact of the matter is that even these cheerful rational unions, both accomplices likely fantasize for the most of the time, or probably some of the time, about dropping in the towel. Every decade will have its own dramatization, be it kids raising, cutbacks, second vocation, and moderate aging tension, alongside a major aiding of the in ailment and in well-being stuff. Here is the manner by which you have sound relationship at all times. Watch your waistline. Now that you are hitched, you can at least long last unwind and avoid the exercise. Correct? Totally wrong. Married couples have a tendency to have fatter waistline, which can spell inconvenience as far as sexual fascination and general well-being. Try and avoid being fat. Also, losing weight once gained isn't a basic throwing together a sound supper together. Eating with everybody, from your companion to colleague, can make you expand 33% more than you would do. Monitoring the potential greasy pitfalls of marriage may be sufficient to hold your part size in line. Invest couple energy looking at nearby horticulturists' business sector on the weekends with an end goal to buy a fresher, low-calorie food. Alternatively, plan an active day to work off some of your healthy, natively constructed meal. Have a money-related arrangement. Most 40% of wedded individuals confess to misleading their life partner in respect to any purchase made. As per a 2004 survey, the cash burdens can rapidly send your marriage south. Actually, cash is the most obvious reason couples battle, and connections have a tendency to endure amid poor economies. You ought to talk about and concern upon some hard money-related standard procedures, ideally before you get married. Try not to fuss in case you are a spender and your accomplice saves in pennies. Try and decide upon the family rules. Couples during initial years of their marriage try and settle down for a couple of family rules. They can wind up battling about something as inconsequential as how you ought to hang your tissues, yet those little issues can turn into huge issues, especially if kids enter the scenario. You and your accomplice may have unfathomably diverse thoughts regarding how a child ought to be looked after and what is a family dinner time. On the off chance that one of you is working, which one would wake up at night to take care of the child? Is it critical for you to take a seat to supper as a family consistent? You have to make sense of how you can live respectably joyfully while each keeping up your own sense of self. Make sex a need, however, not an errand. While you ought to make sex a need, you should not write it on your organizer list. On the off chance that you go and calendar sex, it turns into an obligation, simply like taking out the trash. The normal wedded couple on an average have intercourse 58 times a year or somewhat more than once a week. Furthermore, a late 8-year study found that 90% of couples encountered deterioration in their sexual life after first child was born. However, it doesn't make a difference whether you are having intercourse 5 times a week or 5 times each year, till the time both of you are cheerful. Be adaptable. Whatever money-related and family rules you agree for in your 20s and 30s, odds are they are going to change eventually in your marriage. Men represent 82% of people who face occupational hazards or job losses amid recession, which means couples are making some hard decisions with regards to both their professions and their financial records. On the off chance that customary provider is laid off, the stay-at-home guardian may need to head once again into workforce. Alternatively, on the off chance that you turn into a stay-at-home accomplice because of decision or condition, hope to accomplish a greater amount of the shopping, cleaning, and different errands that make a family run easy. Stay dynamic as you age. In case you are similar to most couples, you don't go and exercise or you stopped exercising when you had kids. Attempt to discover better approaches to stay dynamic as a couple. Whether it is hitting the tennis court or climbing trails, a few specialists propose that couples who work out regularly have a tendency to have better sexual experiences. Rediscover one another sans kids. Disregard feeling of emptiness after the last kid left home. A recent report found that conjugal fulfillment really enhances once youngsters leave home. Female members reportedly investing equivalent measures of energy with their accomplice both while their youngsters inhabited home and after, yet they noticed that the nature of that time together was better once the children were grown up and gone. In any case, if conjugal issues have as of now been gurgling, a vacant home can uncover genuine pressure. Out of the blue, the common is gone. In the event that you didn't have much to discuss, it all of a sudden turns out to be more evident once the children are no more around. Be a congenient guardian. In the case of genuine ailment, companions who try to fit into the part of a guardian regularly build up a feeling of parental figure weight and may turn out to be sick themselves. So it is fundamental that both life partners request help when they require. Getting out, seeing companions and mingling is especially critical for parental figures. What's more, understand that you both have constraints.